welcome to my channel. I'm going to start by making this wreath, and this is the mesh I'm using today. I got it at Hobby Lobby for 50% off, and I already put these down. You can buy these at the Dollar Tree, and you can buy this 14-inch at the Dollar Tree also. And I am gonna be it's the bubbles is gonna be 10 inches apart, so I got this stick here to measure the 10 inches. You can use your forearm will be your 10-inch, and you can also use a ruler for 10 inches, whatever you prefer, but I'm just gonna use this stick here. And let me put you guys up a little bit, and let's get started. So I'm going to start off with the long one here, because I'm going to put ribbons also on here, so I'm leaving these long, and I cut these are in half. Okay, that's your normal bubble. Just do this here, put it on your first one, and I'm going to use a zip tie in between here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm using the middle 2, 1 and 2. I mean 2 and 3. My bad. And I'm going to use the zip tie to tie it down a little bit more. Just to keep it more, give it more stability. Okay, put that at the bottom. When you start to make your bubbles, make sure both of the ends here is at the bottom, okay? Because when you fluff them out, it's more easier. And I'm going to use this stick here for my 10 inches apart. I'm going to grab the end here, and I'm just going to bring it up to there, okay? And then what I'm going to do is tie it down. Okay, take it another one, 10 inches, hold it, bring it up, tie it down. I'm just putting it underneath. Same thing again. Use this. It's already underneath. Make sure both of them is underneath. The two ends here. Make sure it's underneath, okay? You're going to stand it out. Right, and then that's 10 inches, and then you're going to bring it in. Put it underneath, and what you're going to do, you're going to start puffing these out, making them full. I'm going to do mine at the end, but if you want to, you can just do it as you go. You just puff them out. And it's going to be full all the way around. Going to do one more. Once again, 10. Bring it in. Tie it. This is the long one because I'm going to put the ribbon on here. So I'm just going to leave that flat out. And you're going to puff it out. Those two ends that you put underneath, you just fluff them out. Okay? And I'm going to keep going all the way around.
Is one of the most featured YouTubers I have. Because of her name, I use her in the story to describe a character. So that's how you'll fall in the story, based on your name. And I never know who I'm going to put in the story. It all depends on the flow of the story. And I just put in the names and see who I come up with. And we never know, you never know if you're featured unless you're here or unless someone was in the live and told you you were featured. But that's how I pick my characters for the stories. It's just based on their name and how well it flows in the story. And certain things will prompt the name as well in the story. Like for instance, 10 Veils. Because her name is 10 Veils, if I have a story that has a veil in it, then I will possibly use her name. So, like I said, it just depends on what your name is and what's going on in the story that I feature. Some names are a lot more easier. They're a lot easier to put in the story than others. But I try my best to get as many characters in the story that I can. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the story. Okay. In a country called in Q's world, King Pla was very rich in lands and money. When his beautiful queen died, he was inconsolable. And for 8 whole days, he shut himself up in a little room and knocked his head against the wall like a madman. They feared he had suicidal tendencies, so they put mattresses between the tapestry and the wall, so if he hit the wall hard and hit his head, he wouldn't hurt himself. All his subjects, Mama Ray Ray, the 48, Valerie Champion, Carolyn Eats All, Pandy Hair Candy and More, 50 Plus, Julie Icy, or Issy, Satin, Eat to Live Strong, Wolfman Midnight, Coco Empire, and others planned amongst themselves to go and see him. They gathered in Shewanna's creative circle to encourage him in any way they could, to comfort him in his sorrow. Some of them made up serious speeches, like Amanda's motivation and more. Silas Mukbang, she was a showstopper. She performed Dave's poems and songs. Some went with cheerful words on their tongues, like Be the Difference clothing. But none of them made any impression on him. They thought they were being helpful, but he felt they were messing with his Thursday vibes. In fact, he hardly heard what they said. At last, there came before him 12 veils dressed in black crepe with a veil, mantle, and long mourning garments. She wept and sobbed so loud that King Pla was filled with astonishment. Didn't I tell y'all 12 veils was a drama queen? She said, unlike the others, she came to add to his sorrow rather than to lessen his grief. What could be more said she had the best husband in the whole world, and it was now her duty to weep for him while she had the ability to do so. Then she redoubled her cries, and then King Claude followed her example, and he began to wail aloud. He gave her a better reception than he had given the others, including Scylla's mukbang. He became super smiley and began entertaining her with an account of the fine qualities of his dead beautiful queen, while she shared thoughts of her beloved dead husband with him. For the moment, that was their sweet, twisted joy. So they talked and talked until they had not a word more to say about their sorrows. For King Claude, these were magic moments, and he thought she was simply a sweetheart. He wasn't being a logical one, but 12 Veils had done some creative thinking. When the cunning 12 Veils saw that there was nothing more to be said on the matter, she lifted her veil just a little. It brought King Claude some relief to look on this poor woman's face during her time of distress, like himself. Her large brown eyes, fringed with long black eyelashes, as she batted them this way and that way. Her eyes and rosy cheeks enhanced her beauty, so King Claude looked at her very attentively.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is I have a headpiece that I was going to put onto it. And the ones that I said leave out the longest, this is what I'm going to put the headpiece on. Just use the tie. Just wrapping it around it. I'm just going to go around it. I'm just using a tie and I'm just twisting it around it. Then I'm just folding it under the bottom. You might can't see it. I just tied it and put it under the bottom, okay? And I'm going to do that all the way around. About right here, I'm guessing. Not for sure. I might cut it some. But this is the gist. Hey, could one of y'all bring me a napkin, please? Okay, so now I have let him dry, and made up his face the best that I could, and I am going to use this wire here that I get from the Dollar Tree to hold him into the wreath that I made. And so what I'm going to do is use these stick pins here and the wire, and I'm going to place it at the back of his head like this with the stick pins. Just go straight across and just stick it in. And that's all I'm doing is just blending it across and sticking it right in. That's it. I'm going to do like maybe 2 rows. I'm going to stick it like maybe here. And whatever you do, don't stick it the face down towards anything. You can put it in between your, as you don't feel comfortable as sticking the stick pins in this way. You can just put it in between your eyes there to hold his face from ear to ear, but don't try to smash his face. So this is the best way to do it for me, just to hold it up and just put the stick pins in. So I got both of them, 2 layers. Alright. Okay, we're going to put the back of this inside of here. Stick them down into here. Stick them all the way in. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tie these ends together back here. Secure it. Trying to hold it up because I don't want his head to fall. Let's see. I don't want it to lay flat, so it's kind of hard to do. Trying to record it, but you get the idea. I'm just gonna, these 2 here and this, but I'm gonna have to hold him up, so I can't put them on the table and twist it. So I'll be right back. So I tied the top and the bottom, and it's very nice and secure. I put lights around him, and I also used got the lights from the Dollar Tree, and I tuck it into here. I hope you can see the lights. I believe he came out great. What you think? Please leave your comment below. And also, if you like to have, I'm going to use this one to hang him in my guest sitting area. But you can also buy these. They come in different colors at the Dollar Tree to hang them outside or wherever you would like to hang them at. But I'm going to hang this Indian chief in my sitting area. And I think it came out great. So please like, subscribe, share me out, and leave comment below, and come back because I have plenty more to show you. Thank you.